Governor, in terms of the transition that you made from the State Department of Commerce to the WEDC, did you try and move too quickly there? Could you have saved yourself some grief if you had given yourself more time to make that transition?
Yeah, I think so. I think, in fact, one of the things, thinking retrospectively, one of the things we should have done is a baseline audit. Because if you look even at the audit, the second half of the financial part of the audit Bureau put out, was actually from a couple of years ago, but that part just came out recently. For example, some of the discussion we had at our last meeting, you said it was about loans that have gone to the Department of Administration that in the past would have gone to the Department of Justice. Well, you might remember me asking this to one of the staff. Those are all loans that were made by the old Department of Commerce. Those aren't WDC loans. And so, not that and I even, in deference to this, I mentioned a couple that had been really long-standing that I referenced the Doyle administration on it, and not to beat up on them, but to say, had they not made those loans, I mean, they're outstanding loans, they're ones that we're carrying, they're ones that we get beat up over, even though we didn't have anything to do with setting them. But I'm not beating up on the Doyle administration, because in that far northwest part of the state, in that particular county, had they not done that, that business would have all but certainly gone out of business. Right.
Is what you're talking
and so I'm not, that's not a shot at my predecessor nor at my opponent on this particular issue, because I don't think they had any choice. But it is a good example where WDC gets beat up over it when it was probably a risky loan to make in the first place. The only slack I'll cut to the previous administration is the only thing riskier would have been the certainty that the plant would have closed down had they not done it. But that's a prime example where if we'd done a base audit, then you could have said, okay, where did things start at and where have they gone since? Not where are things now and how much of that is your responsibility and how much of the stuff that you inherited. And I think that was really the critical difference. But, other than just giving you a retrospective here, I don't spend too much more time on it, because to me that's more time rationalizing and less time actually getting things done. The good thing is the audit that the private audit that was done for this past fiscal year that we'll be reviewing at the next meeting is very positive. And probably one of the best things all along is that the frontline staff, the people who are out, the people who are on the ground working with the M7, working with MMAC here or with CABA or with Wisconsin County Economic Development Corporation or all the other entities, they get constant praise. You talk to Jim Patch and the M7, they'll tell you, man, on the stuff, whether it's in Milwaukee or Kenosha or Racine, our field staff, the people at WDC are right on it. They're making right connections. You look at some of the big projects. Global Water Center would not have happened without WIDA and the WDC working together on that. You look at the new Energy Innovation Center up on the north side on the 30th Street corridor. That would not have happened without WDC's involvement. You look at some of the other targeted investments that we've made in this administration. You look at not just with WDC, but the $100 million that then leveraged over $100 million to the Transform Milwaukee project. Those are all things that were positive things that have happened because of WDC, in many cases a combination with WIDA, that I think are very positive. And so the things that were administrative hang-ups, some were inherited from the past, some were just a part of that quick transition. Those have been resolved.